In this section, we're going to look at some problem-solving techniques. Okay, so we're going to go through Polya's four-step problem solving. First is understand the problem. So you want to read it several times. Let the first time be kind of an overview, and then go back a second time and write down what you're given. And also determine what they want you to find. That's real important. What are you looking for? So what do you have? What are you looking for? Step two, you want to devise a plan. Now, there's a lot of different ways. You might use inductive reasoning if it's a pattern. You might make a table, look for a system. You might estimate like we did in the last section. You might want to do check and guess, okay, and work backwards. Work backwards from the answer to get back to the beginning and see if you can figure it out. You might want to express it as a simpler problem, use trial and error. You might want to make a list or a chart or a table. You usually want to draw a sketch if you can. Relate it to similar problems you've done before and try those procedures. Look for a catch. Make sure it's not too obvious, that it's not a trick question, because if it's too obvious, sometimes it is. Use the given information to eliminate possibilities and use common sense. Step three is to carry out your plan and solve the problem. And then step four is to look back and check your answer. Is it reasonable? Does it make sense? You always want to double check your work. So let's look at example one. They want us to find what is missing. It says, which necessary piece of information is missing and prevents you from solving the problem? A man purchased 5 shirts, each at the same discount price. How much did he pay for them? Okay, so step one, we want to understand the problem. Okay, so here's what's given. We know he purchased 5 shirts, and we want to figure out what he paid. So step two, we want to devise a plan. But our problem is we don't know how much he paid for each shirt. We are missing the cost of each shirt. And without this information, we can't solve the problem. Let's look at another problem. It says by paying $100 cash up front and the balance at $20 a week, how long will it take you to pay for a bicycle costing $360? So what was given? Okay, they gave us the cost of the bicycle, they gave us the amount paid in cash, and they told us how much weekly payments were. That's step one. Step two, we want to figure out a plan. Well, if we take the amount of the bicycle and we subtract what we paid, then we'll have the balance. And if we take that balance and divide it by $20, we can figure out the number of weeks. So let's carry out our plan. We start by saying, okay, 680 minus the 100 we put down leaves us with 580. Now we want to take this and divide it by 20 because we're going to pay $20 a week. So if you take 580 divided by 20, you figure out that you need 29 weeks to pay that off. You definitely want to look back and check your answer. So at $20 times 29 weeks, we do get the 580. And then if we add back the 100 we paid, we do end up with the cost of the bicycle, which is $680.